Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and I saw something in the news in the last couple days that I thought I would talk about and relate it directly to fitness. So let me get in my place of Zen. You guys sit down, strap in, and listen up because we're going to go deep on this one. Alright, so apparently Big Pharma has, in a couple ways, a couple different pharmaceutical companies have done some stuff lately that some people are questioning the ethics of, as far as hiking the prices on essential drugs. Now, the ones like the EpiPens and stuff, yeah, that's pretty bad ethics. That's not very cool. I don't see anything coming out of that but just straight human greed. Making money off of human suffering and death. But the insulin one is interesting because this is the first time, and hold on here, I'm going to break the statistics down on this in a minute. But this is the first time I think I've seen Big Pharma jump in and say, you know what? If people are going to be lazy and ignore their fitness and choose to have man-made diseases purely from sitting on their ass and shoveling garbage and junk food into their mouth all day, then we might as well make a few $billion off of it. And it's kind of an interesting perspective. Because what's happened with insulin has gone from around, for a standard bottle of insulin, which costs the companies between $2 and $3 to manufacture using modern recumbent technology. Used to be about $30 a bottle. I remember when it was $30 a bottle. Because I had gone and picked up my grandma's insulin for her before at the store at Walmart, and it was like $29 or something. So it used to be really cheap. And now it runs about $250 a bottle, and I think they hiked the price up this year on it dramatically. People are freaking out about the ethics of it. But let's look at the technology here, because there's two different groups of people who need this. One group of people, unfortunately through sheer bad luck, they were born predisposed to this, nothing they can do about it with their lifestyle. They're really getting the shaft. The other group of people, it's completely lifestyle induced. They chose to be diabetic. And I'm going to break that down in a minute. It's actually kind of hard to become diabetic. You got to work at it. It's not easy. It takes hard work to get there. But type 1 diabetics in the United States, which is where I'm going to stick with because that's the price hike we're talking about is in the U.S. I'm not sure what it's done around the world, but we're talking about here stateside. We have 316 million, or is it 317 million? Something like that, Americans. It's over 300 million, though, American citizens in this country. 1.5 million of those, so we're talking about less than 0.5%, are type 1 diabetic, meaning they're insulin dependent. They did nothing with their lifestyle. In fact, many of them tend to be underweight before they're diagnosed. A lot of type 1 diabetics start losing weight really fast and they don't know why. That's one of the signs of type 1. You lose weight because your body can't process insulin and you just start excreting ketones and glucose and everything in your urine. And I mean, it can kill you. It's really, really dangerous to lose dramatic amounts of weight while type 1 diabetic. You can die from it. You can have organ damage from it. It's a terrible, terrible disease, and it's purely bad luck that you get it. There's nothing that you did wrong to get this disease. All right, so people need to make that clear with type 1. But it's only 1.5 million people approximately in the country. So less than 0.5%. And these people are getting the shaft on this one, and I agree. Could be a problem. Maybe insurance companies could renegotiate something for the type 1s. The type 2 diabetics make up over 29 million Americans. 29 million. That is almost 10%. That's around 9% of the population. 9%. Almost 1 in 10 people are type 2 diabetic. You become type 2 diabetic by treating your body like shit for years. That's how you become one. Basically eating too much saturated fat, too much processed sugar, and being sedentary for too many years and being obese. Now, what do I mean by sedentary? Like I've shown you guys data over the years. There's studies showing that people who work out, people who lift weights by itself, just lift weights twice a week, reduce their chances of developing type 2 diabetes by 80%. That's without making any other lifestyle changes. All right, 4 out of 5. So out of that 29 million, or we'll call it an even 30 million, what that basically means is that 24 million of those people, if they lifted weights twice a week and went to the gym and did a little bit of squats and some bench press and got on some machines every Monday and Friday, that 24 of that 30 million would not have developed the disease. That's what that statistic says. That means just casual weightlifting would cut that number down to only 6 million people instead of like 30 million. That's significant. If people got up and did cardio every day, 30 minutes of brisk walking, that number goes even lower. It would cut it in half even further. If people quit sitting around eating fried food, large amounts of saturated fat and processed sugar, that number would drop down to almost non-existent. If people followed all those things and just ate a healthy diet with a lot of fiber and some vegetables in their diet every day, lifted weights twice a week and went for a 30-minute walk every day, maybe 1 million or less of those people out of that 30 million would still have diabetes. But because these people, the majority don't have problems preventing them from doing it, the majority have problems now preventing them from doing it more because they became diabetic. They became obese. Now they have knee problems. Now they have energy problems. Now they have hip problems. But to become diabetic, type 2 diabetic, you have to abuse your body and get up and make a conscious choice every day that, man, I'm going to take the elevators instead of the stairs. Man, I'm going to get the closest parking spot possible. I'll wait 20 minutes in the grocery store to get that closest parking spot by the door so I don't have to walk very far. Man, I'm not going to lift weights. I know everyone tells me I should join the gym, and my cousin or my sister or my brother joined the gym. They want me to join because I'm gaining a little bit of weight, but I don't have time for that because big is beautiful. You make that conscious choice every day to not be physically active, to be lazy. You make that conscious choice every day that, instead of eating a few salads a week, I'm going to get that piece of cake or those 3 or 4 donuts every night before bed. I'm going to make sure, oh man, I got the choice right here between a diet soda and a regular soda. I'm going to drink that regular soda every day. When I go to the restaurant or the McDonald's, every day I'm going to drink that sugary one with that high fructose corn syrup instead of the diet one that costs the exact same amount and is literally a foot away from it. I'm going to make that conscious choice every single day to do that. Every day. Man, I'm not going to get up and go take a walk ever. People make a conscious choice. You actually have to work hard. I mean, when you see every day, when you know there's going to be health consequences, yeah, I know the sugar's bad for me, but I've got the regular Coca-Cola on the left and the Diet Coke on the right. I'm going to do that regular Coke instead because I like to live life on the edge. I mean, it's a conscious choice that people make every single day, 365 days a year, and some leap years also, for a decade or longer to reach that state. They literally get up and decide every single day that they're going to have a shitty, terrible lifestyle and put forward minimal effort and keep gaining weight and eating shitty to get there. It takes dedication to become type 2 diabetic. Like, it doesn't happen by accident. Like, you really have to abuse the fuck out of your body to become one. So, what we have now, these companies are going to capitalize on it. And I guess from a business perspective, that I think it's crappy they're doing it to the type 1 diabetics because those people didn't deserve it. But the type 2s, these people chose to have this disease. And in fact, every single one of them, or at least 90 to 95% of the ones that have it now, could get rid of it in a year. And so basically, they're banking on the fact that, well, we raised it over $200 and we know those people aren't going to get off their asses and do anything. They'll just pay the money and bitch about it, and they're not going to take the time and get in shape, and we're going to make billions of dollars off their sloth and laziness and gluttony. That's basically what the companies did, and really I can't knock them for it. They know they could make a fortune because they have a market that'll pay an extra $200 or $400 a month. Millions of people, because they're just too damn lazy to get off their fat fucking asses. So they'll have to pay it. Can you blame them? Make $1 billion real quick off people's laziness. It's messed up, but it's true. But you know what? There's a silver lining in this. People don't want to make any sort of efforts for fitness sometimes until it really costs them something. You know, and a lot of people who are on a budget are now, man, I go through 2 bottles of insulin a month. They've raised the price on me $200. That's another $400 a month I've got to come up with just to not die. Maybe I should get up off my ass and take a walk every day if I don't want to pay that $400. Maybe I should try to do some push-ups and some sit-ups or hold onto the back of a chair and squat my fat ass. Maybe I can't afford as much cake and ice cream now. Damn, maybe I should eat some brown rice instead of ice cream before bed. You know, that is a distinct possibility with all this that we have to keep in mind. A lot of these people, because of the financial cost, because it's finally going to cost them something besides their health and just feeling bad and looking terrible. You know, big is beautiful, health at any size. Well, that's a myth. Being morbidly obese is the leading cause of diabetes. Well, diabetes just got real expensive, didn't it? Don't judge me for my size. Fat acceptance, well, fat acceptance is now you're going to have to accept an extra $400 in medication bills every month for a lot of you coming up here saying, maybe when people see the cost now associated with becoming a type 2 diabetic, the fat acceptance movement might step back and go, you know, man, it was bad enough that we were all just going to die 25 years younger, and we were just going to die and have trouble getting laid, and people making fun of us. Now it's going to cost us an extra $400 a month. Maybe I shouldn't gain that next 10 pounds. Maybe I should go for a walk. Maybe I should give up this body acceptance and realize I can't financially afford this body acceptance. Not only is my food bill astronomical, but now my insulin bill is going to be astronomical. My mom's already diabetic from it and bitching about the price. Maybe if I don't want to go broke, I'm going to have to do something about this. You know, so there could be a silver lining here. And I'm hoping maybe this will wake people up to it. Maybe some people will see this video because of the title of it and talking about the insulin and the cost, and they'll go, you know, he's right. Maybe we need to drop this fat acceptance movement. This shit's too expensive. We can't afford the insulin to keep getting fatter. How about them apples? How's that for a little bit of tough love and hard truth? The cost of getting fat as fuck and being obese just got real motherfucking expensive. And you know what? And the people in the situation chose to be there. Not all of them, but 1.5 million versus 30 million. That looks to be like over 90% of them did choose to be in that situation. They made an active choice every day to say, big is beautiful. I don't want to be fat. I don't want to get up and take a walk for 30 minutes every day. I don't want to not eat my 2 slices of cake before bed every night. I don't want to drink diet soda. I'm going to drink full sugar stuff. Well, it's now going to get too expensive to do that, isn't it? So maybe instead of people bitching about the cost, other than again the type 1 people, instead of bitching about the cost, they'll get up and do something about it. They'll make some positive changes in their life, since it's going to cost them real money now, not just death and pain and suffering. It's going to hit their pocketbook. It's going to affect their ability to afford the necessities of life. Maybe we'll see a lot of these obese people actually take a real interest in fitness, just because they don't want to pay an extra $400 for insulin every month. I would like to think so. I'd like to think that we could see some silver lining out of it, but you know what? Some of these people are so far gone that they're just going to pay it anyways and just say, fuck it, they'll just eat the cost. It's just too much work. They'll just cut something else out of their life. They just won't buy that new car. They'll just wait an extra 5 years to replace their car and hope nothing breaks down. I don't know. We'll see, guys. Let me know what you think below. All right, guys. So that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.